Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Invictus Racing League Inside Track. I am your host with the most milk. Today, I am broadcasting it from the Twitch channel, but it will be recorded, well, pre-recorded at the end on the iTunes and on Spotify tonight. Hopefully later on this week. But it's been a while. Before I invite, as you can see, I invite Mike in. Before I introduce him, I'm just going to apologise for um, the. There was no podcast. There was only like two lots this season, and that was purely due to work and other issues privately at my end as well. So hopefully, it's now all sorted and get a little bit of an ease now. So hopefully, it'll be all cushy. That's what Delboy would say, 94s and horses. But I, this will be like the last podcast for this season, and hopefully for next season, I will try and do each one each week as it goes by. So hopefully, it'll be a fantastic goal. But yeah, thanks. But yeah, do apologise, guys. Hopefully, I'll try and get that better off next season on that one. So, but other than that, can I introduce to a driver who's joined with me before in the podcast? Before he's talked about his history of the tracks and history of his racing in the console eras and stuff, and he's kindly joined me tonight with the overall view of the season, and to go talk to him about his overall views of what he saw this season and his own performances this season. So, other than that, can I introduce X Mike X SI or AKA Mike? How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty okay.
You
Thanks
pretty?
for having me.
It's
Yeah.
alright. It's alright, Mike. Thank you for joining me tonight. But yeah, like I said, I'm just going to talk about the book, the season of Invictus itself, and but I'll be talking to you about what your thoughts of this season, what you're thinking of, as in, did you expect much this season, from what you originally planned? You know, like all those type of questions and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I'm going to actually go straight to the point. If good evening to everyone who's just joined. If you've got any questions, make sure you comment, and I'll try and answer your question as quickly as possible while I'm discussing with Mike about this season. So, Mike, I'm going to talk to you in your own driving season. How did you think you've done so far this season? How did you think your expectations was this season?
Mm, yeah, you of all people know I didn't have any expectations because I didn't practice at all
Yeah,
due to work and stuff. So I didn't expect anything, and that way it also went. So it
yeah,
was pretty below average for me, or even worse, I guess. But that was to expected.
yeah.
That was expected for me.
Of course, of course. Yeah, and I know it's been for the viewers who've not known Invictus or known the racing its side. Mike's had because of it. It does get an effect, doesn't it? Like with the like
Yeah.
with no practice. If you get no practice and you don't get practice during the season, you're going to be absolutely what's the word? Get not mauled, but like get hit pretty much if you don't get it spot on.
Yeah, and especially if you don't know assist, leagues, that doesn't help. That doesn't help too much either. So,
Yeah, it's been. I bet this season has been like one of the toughest you ever had in your console era. In as in
of course, no doubt, no doubt. It was the toughest, I guess, because it was the worst for me in terms of results and everything and sheer pace.
yeah. Oh,
But
okay.
like I said, I expected that because I didn't get any real track time before the season also, so I knew guys had, I mean, 20, 40, 100 times more track time than me. So, what?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, for the majority of races, I didn't even know about the strategy or tires or what should I do. I didn't even know which tires are
The best
at my
ones.
disposal. You know, no, not the best. Not even which tires are for disposal for a race. You know,
Yeah,
I just knew the softest tire from the time trial.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's it's tough because I was the same as you, Mike. I've come back. I've had minimal practice, and that's what happens, and that's what kicks, and that's what hits you at the back for because
Oh
everyone
yeah.
else has
Oh
done
yeah.
as much practice than you. That's what happens. Oh, good evening to Scott, who's just joined me. Saying it's only me, mate. Of course, Scott, aka the um, boy better. Is boy better now? Yeah, of
No, but
course.
don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining at all. I'm just saying how it is. So
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I'm not. I'm not saying you're complaining, mate. Of course
no,
not.
no,
It's
no,
just.
no. I know, man. You didn't get any real practice either. So you
Yeah,
know how it is.
yeah, I'm the same as you, mate. To be honest, it's like I'm the same boat, to be honest, and you just try and make it as best as you can this season. That's just gone, and hopefully it'll be a bounce back ability for next season.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
but what's your expectations? Are you going to carry on with no assists, or are you going to try and?
Of course, of course, of course, of course.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not using any assist except for the corner line, and I'll keep it that way in every league I race.
okay. So you're building up to try and become the best as what you can be and stuff for this, like for next season onwards, anyway.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh, cool. Fair dues. Are you going to try and aim for the performance and equals this season, or are you just going to do the no assists this season?
yeah. I'll do everything this season.
Oof, you're going to be.
I'll I'll do everything. No assists, the performance league, and also the F3 equal league.
Okay. Fair dues. Fair dues. No, I'm happy that that's when you try and get bounce back from from last season where hopefully it will bounce back and stuff. But yeah, I was the same boat as you, mate, and I'm hoping. I mean, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm taking a season break from racing
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, I know
for
that.
for this season. To be honest, it's just to help out with the site and uh, try and help the back end of the with the steward. Oh, I'm the head of stewards as well now, so that's a new change for this season as
Yeah.
well. Um, but yeah, I'll talk
So
about
one
the
reason
stewards.
more, so one reason more to have your PayPal.
Oh, what Mike is trying to say here, guys, in no assists, which we'll talk about in a minute, the no assist
Oh
league, we
yeah.
always have a banter of who gets the best cars, and if you do get the best cars, we'll have to send me your PayPal to me with the correct money and stuff. But unfortunately, Joel will be is like the one who's just said it, and he's just like give me the McLaren every time. So I'd said to him, I do apologise. Same with Scott, same aka boy better know, and everyone else. But it's just a look of the draw as well, to be honest. But um, but yeah, I mean, Mike, whatever happens next season, I hope, like I said, I hope it bounces back, and hopefully you do a lot
Yeah.
more better, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, thanks, Matt. And I'm stepping down as admin for Performance League for the Performance One.
Okay, okay.
I'll be focusing on F3 with Captain Steve, aka Gareth. So
Okay, that'll be good.
because because I was doing the no assist league admining it really long
Yeah,
for a lot of seasons, and how shall I say, I need a bit of a break from that for
yeah.
the time being.
It with the allocations on performance, it's one of the
Oh,
toughest jobs, and I've said it to the no assist guys. I've said it to everyone. It's one of the toughest jobs because you've got to make sure you got to get in the right car, what they think they
yeah,
can do, and not it's not based on their where they are in the league. It's more about where the pace they've done the last few races. It
yeah,
doesn't matter if everyone else crashed. If you're higher up, you've got that's the pace that you've done so far last season and stuff. Um, but it's a tough job, and and I keep saying it to the guys, and it it's just because you don't want to like pick a fastest car for a guy who's just already won a race, and you're like, oh, is that it? But
mm,
you try to be as fair as possible, and then it's a tough job. I don't know how you feel, Mike. Um,
yeah.
So
Yeah, the same, mate. I was doing this. I think I was the longest serving for the performance leagues.
you and Spud were like equal, I think, or pretty
No, no,
much.
no. No, Spot moved doing F3 in the 2017 era.
Oh, okay,
So
my bad, my bad.
yeah,
It's
I was straight in this one. So
fair enough,
yeah, I was the longest.
fair enough.
Even the Lange skipped a season or something. Yeah, or 2 seasons
Yeah,
on the 2017 as admin. So yeah, but I think I'm leaving things in a good condition because Fascone is a great guy. He knows how to do everything. So
yeah. Well,
and
we've got
Sub is also good. So I think we both, the Lange and myself, we are leaving good
it,
hands because the Lange is also stepping down from performance.
okay, cool. And
He's moving to admin the no assist league from now on.
yeah, I mean, like I said, with the admins, whatever happens, that they're all doing a good job, regardless whatever
Yeah,
happens, and it's to make it as fair and equal to everyone in the leagues. And I'm sure the guys who are joining us tonight would agree. Um, it's a tough job, the admin
yeah.
stuff, and we try and make it as fair as possible and equal as
Oh yeah,
possible
oh yeah.
for the guys here, and to make it as fair as possible to make the driving close battles left, right, and centre, and it's good for the guys, for everyone at Invictus. I can't believe it's growing since we started in 2017, well, 2016 slash 2017, if you know what I mean, at the
Yeah,
start.
yeah, I know.
Um, but yeah, if you just joined us, guys, good evening to everyone. If you've got any questions or queries to me or Mike about next season or what you thought of what you've done this season, would be fantastic. I'll try and get you in. This is a pre-recorded uh, podcast stuff for the iTunes and Spotify, which will be on later on in the week itself. Um, but yeah, Mike, like I said, you've been driving for many years, and I'll probably say this a few questions actually. Who's been your best driver during your three leagues so far? Who's been your best driver ever that you competed against?
Phew, this is really hard to say because we have a lot of good guys, great guys, fast
You can
guys,
say, you can
left,
ask.
right, and center.
Yeah, you can say top three, top five, whatever. I'm just trying to hear
Oh,
your
phew.
if one can't be
Um,
decent.
I'd say from the top of my head, I think Gamer the best, of course.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Speed, Speed Queen, no doubt.
Yeah.
Sargent, of course. Sarge is
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
a really good racer.
Of course. Yeah.
Um,
That's your
Craig
three,
also. Craig,
four. Okay.
uh, Delange.
Five. It's tough, isn't it?
You
I
know,
put you under the
uh,
spot, haven't I?
yeah, you can't really answer that.
But it's just good to know
I,
what.
I could go on and on with the names, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just want to hear what your thoughts are for who's been your best driver, who's been your toughest challenger. Would you say during your time? When I say toughest challenge, I mean who's been
I'll,
your.
I'll, I'll say anybody close and
Oh, okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
anybody close. So that can be a lot of guys, but
Yeah, oh, of course, but uh, would you expect loads of good battles next season, like close
oh
battles?
yeah, oh yeah. In IRL, you can count on that, mate.
Yeah. Oh, oh, Scott has just commented to me saying, what about my top five best drivers?" Oh, bloody hell, you've put me under a bit of pressure now, haven't you?
Yeah, mate. You can't answer it like with
Uh,
five, just five. I'm
yeah,
telling you.
five best drivers. Boy better know. No particular order. No, Boy better know, aka Scott. I had a really good
Yeah,
battle with him.
mine was also with no particular order, but I started with the guys who are the most time with us. So,
Yeah. Um, Obviously Craig, Spud. Uh,
oh,
um,
Spot stepped up
yeah, he stepped
immensely.
up a lot. Um, Speed Queen as well. I don't know if anyone can stop her. She's just like a machine.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a few drivers who've been impressing me as well. It's a very tough one. I've only got top four. Um, but like I said, I mean, Delange's impressing me. Everyone else is impressing me. Like they proved me wrong from the start of the podcast. Like SJD has just commented saying, "Mal, uh,
Yeah, I've seen.
yeah,
Yeah, I've seen the message.
yeah." Yeah, he's I'm yeah. Cheers, SJD. Cheers. But yeah, it's a tough one to be fair. It's just like purely because of the battles I had from like all the driving and don't get
Oh,
me wrong.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What was you about to say? Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, when you were talking about Speed Queen, yeah, and I'm teaming up with her for the new assist league for the next season.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We all know who will get the most points. It won't be me,
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
but I'll try my best. But I'll try my best for the team.
that's all it matters. But yeah, I'll be doing you know, it'll be a good battle. Well, good team to be fair. As long as, like I said, as long as you improve from last season, from the no assist, Mike, and
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
but yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna, like I said, try and build it on and stuff. But for the guys who just joined, good evening to everyone. If, like I said, if you've got any questions, like what Scott has just put me under a lot of pressure after I asked Mike the same question, um, by all means, ask me and Mike, and we'll try and talk about what your thoughts of this season gone, what you're thinking of next season, what your expectations. Are you going to prove me wrong again next season? We have to listen. And a good evening to Snoop Dogg, Marky. How you doing, mate? You alright? So I'm just gonna change the drivers for each section. So each team I'm gonna say will be like a section of the stream itself. So for the ones that are listening to podcast on the iTunes and Spotify, don't worry about it. You'll know when the section will be. Uh, First off, I'm going to talk about the Gnosis League. Uh, the notes. Yeah, sorry. I'll be talking about the No Assist League from this season and talk about my views, how I thought has everyone else played the league itself perfectly. And good evening to Stephen, who says when will the tracks be revealed for next season? Um, I'm hoping it will be sorted probably by the first pre-season race or possibly the second, but the admins will let you know as soon as. Scott, aka Boy Better Known as Love You Malk. Cheers for that, mate. I appreciate that. So you're not going to be
Mal,
talking about that. You alright, mate?
uh, I think the reveal will be done on the 8th of, yeah,
Uh, I
next
th-
stream.
yeah, I think he'll be by then. I think I'm not 100% sure, Mike, on that one. If you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Um,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
I
yeah.
think we'll probably let you know as soon as the first pre-season race is before or after. It'll be definitely by then anyway. Oh, Stephen.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Scott, aka says he says lovely mouth. Cheers for that, mate. Snoop Mark says bring back Turkey. That's an interesting fact, actually. Before we do the no assist, do you think Turkey should be coming back? Uh, in the uh, in
In real
the
life,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Do you think
yeah,
that
why
should
not?
happen?
Yeah, why not? But I think it was not such a good market for F1. That's why they pulled out so quickly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, it was good in back in 2010, 2011, wasn't it? Was it in
Yeah, yeah,
2012 or was it
the
gone?
races were, I think it was gone by then, by 2012 or 2013, 2012. I don't know.
It was one of them anyway, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's madness. Um, Scott says, "Don't leave your phone around the missus." Or Steve would just give a thumbs up about the season tracks for next season. Snoop Dogg, Marcus says, "Hell yeah!" on that one, and Snoop Marcus says, "Although it's a car park now." I do apologise on that one. Stevens says Malaysia should be brought back. What what
Nah,
what you thought of it, Mike? Do you think Malaysia should have been brought back, or do you think that's it now?
I don't know. I think the track is more for bikes than for the F1 cars. But it has some really, really great sections, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Uh, the middle sector with the fast sweeping right combinations.
Oh, definitely.
But and the really hard one, braking for the back straight.
Yeah, that always gets me. If especially when it's on no
With no
assist as
assist.
well.
Yeah.
You probably think, how the hell did they do it? But fair play to them, to the guys
Oh
there.
yeah, oh yeah. For the guys in the real cars, oh my God.
Yeah, but yeah, it should be a madness on that one. But before we carry on, guys, we will be doing the no assist straight away now. So
And the
um,
forces they feel in the real car and doing that, wow.
I don't know how they do it, to be fair, but fair play to them.
Yeah,
But
that's why
yeah,
are the best.
yeah. Um, but yeah, one more question from SJD. He says, "Enjoy driving around Valencia. Myself would like Codemasters to bring back some of these as part of the DLC for the next game." What's your thoughts of that, Mike? I mean, I like the
Hmm.
idea of having
Wow,
DLC
yeah,
tracks.
yeah. That's an interesting concept. I don't know why they didn't think about it, but I think everything connected with F1 has 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 big licensing issues and copyrights and stuff like that. I think
Yeah,
everything connected with F1 is not so straightforward as for other genres or other racing series. F1 is, I think, the most complicated around that stuff.
yeah, it is, to be fair. But don't forget, back in 2013, they did have the classic
Yeah.
tracks of
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. In 2013, they had one of those classic tracks, like Juarez. Is it Juarez or Jerez? Where I can't pronounce
You
it.
mean Jerez? You mean
Jerez.
Jerez?
Yes, you know what I mean.
Juarez is in Mexico.
You know what I mean. I'm saying it like Eau Rouge or El Rouge now on that
Oh
one
yeah,
as
El
well.
Rouge. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, Brands Hatch as well. There was Imola as
Ooh,
well. There was Imola.
Imola.
Yeah, Imola.
Imola.
Um,
Imola, one of the classic ones. Okay, if they've done it before, so
they've done it
I think they're
before.
so they're so they're pretty, I think, lazy not to do it again. I
Yeah,
think, and they could a, make a good chunk of money with that also, because from our league racers, I don't know anybody who wouldn't buy it.
yeah.
You
But
know what I mean? League
yeah,
racers would definitely buy the stuff because it could give us new league formats even,
like classic
or
versus modern tracks on that
yeah,
one.
or we could spice up the calendar as it is with a real classic track or something like that. That
Yeah,
would be fun, I think. It
yeah,
would give it would give another dimension to the game. Actually, it would be cool.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I hope Codemasters. Yeah, but you know what's the deal with Codemasters?
Yeah.
Even the game is shit when it comes out.
Uh,
If I'm honest now.
Uh, yeah, but hopefully they'll try and bounce back from this season, from 2018, and hopefully into the
Yeah,
2019. But like I said, um, regarding the classic tracks, as Steven says, would you like to see old Hockenheim as well?
all of them actually. So from the classic tracks, all of them. Hockenheim with those cars, nah, those cars don't have
The
the
chance.
crazy top speed, but yeah, it would be interesting.
Okay. I know we
You
got like
remember you remember the old Hockenheim is the stadium
yeah,
section. like it
Yeah,
is now, and then just straights with a few chicanes, and that full throttle, full all the time.
yeah, definitely. Hopefully it'll be, you know, I remember going
But this
through.
one is better in my opinion because it's more technical. This track that is now the current one.
Yeah, it's more. You do have to go through the forest and like see well, what's going on, what's happened. You have to watch it on
Yeah.
screen to find out what's going on through there, and you just don't know what to expect through the old Hockenheim track back in the day and Brands Hatch as well. Like that was the other one I was trying to remember. Thanks, SJD. It was the Brands Hatch, like
Oh, Brands
the
Hatch is a
Grand Prix
great
one.
track.
Yeah, there was some good tracks as well. Good evening to Rick, who says El Rouge, as he pronounced it as well. Um,
Yeah, of course.
um, I do have my pronunciation of the Midlands accent of Eau Rouge in my or Al Rouge. It's
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
okay. Eau Rouge, Eau Rouge, Eau Rouge,
Eau Rouge, Eau Rouge.
Eau Rouge, Eau
Okay,
Rouge.
it's when you look at it firstly like Air Rouge, ha ha ha. Right, we're supposed to be carrying on now. So, right, we're going to do the no assist stuff, guys. So,
Okay.
um, regarding this season, this season's the first time we've ever done a two-tiered no assist league. Before, it was always been one league. Everyone had no assists, so you had to make sure you get it spot on. And it was definitely the performance league type to make it as equal as best as we can to make it as close racing as possible. Um, so obviously, if you was in tier one, you would have everything off, pretty much everything off. If you was in tier two, you would have you would have the racing line on because there was some majority of drivers who not saying that they would not saying they were confident with no assists fully. They're just not comfortable with the racing line off at the time. So we gave the opportunity for well, it was two separate leagues, but because of the low numbers, we decided to merge the two leagues as one, and it proved to be a success. I think. Don't you
Mm-hmm.
agree, Mike?
Agree.
I don't know about you guys who are in the joining with me tonight. What are your thoughts of no assist? Do you think it was a good league? Do you think it was it could have what are your thoughts of it as well? Um, but yeah, looking at it from tier one's and tier two's point of view, obviously Speed Queen again, like I said, she's a beast, unbelievable. She's unbelievable, and fair play to her. She's like she had she had about like four consecutive second places in a row, and that was from Germany on to Singapore last season. So the calendar last season was Australia, Bahrain, Hungary, France, Italy, Britain, Germany, Canada, Belgium, Singapore, USA, and Brazil. But yeah, fair play to Speed Queen. She was more consistent. Uh, it was a good challenge, to be fair, and fair play to her. She stuck down and she just did the job. I felt sorry for Joel and Scott, aka Boy Better Know, purely because there was a few issues with like with PSN at the time, and
Oh yeah.
I would have liked to have seen if there was no issues with PSN, would there have been um, would there have been a different story, or would it have been a really close battle near the end of the season to see what would have happened next? But it's like what ifs anyway. You never know what to expect as well. To be fair, but fair play to Speed Queen for Tier One. SJD just says, "Yep, really enjoyed driving no assist this season. Was a really good challenge and respectful racing between everyone." Yeah, I definitely agree with SJD. Do you agree with SJD on that one, Mike, or do you think?
Of course.
Um, but yeah,
Of
Rick.
course I do.
Oh, cool.
What's his Rick?
Rick says Speed Queen winning the championship in a bad car most of the season with no racing lines have proved that it was fair to allow the racing line. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There were some good battles from what I've seen, and even Speed Queen on her day, she had some struggles against. like I think it was with SJD and Scott as well, or some others as well during the I think it was Italy as well, or one of the tracks I can't remember, but she said afterwards that was the best racing I've ever had, like by a mile, and I thought, for the hell. When you hear that from some of the drivers as well, you think you've done something right for
Oh yeah,
once.
oh yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
But it's to make the league better. It's the drivers that make it better, and if they make it better without any issues and no tissues, that it will be fine on that one.
and,
And I know
and,
respected everyone and that one.
and mate, if we compare the game chat during the race, other leagues versus no assist, the no assist is the most quiet league, of course.
Yeah, it no assist is
We also concentrated to
yeah,
get it right.
it's more of it's more of a league where you've got to be on the ball because one silly mistake would cost you the pole position or could cost you the race or it could damage your limitations during the race that you
Oh
should
yeah,
have won at the time. That's why it's no assist, even though no assist is the quiet, it felt like the quietest. But we do have our banters during our time, and everyone
oh
whoever's in the
yeah,
league
oh
would
yeah.
agree with it as well. But when you're on track, you've got to be like like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
pretty
said
much on the
during the
ball.
race, it's so quiet.
It's because of the concentration, and if you don't make if you make one silly mistake, it just uh
Yeah, yeah, that's why I wish in other leagues people would be more quiet also
yeah
during the races
yeah definitely
or in qualifying.
yeah definitely it like if I distracted you, Mike, during your qualifying, you would be really cheesed off afterwards, and you'd be like, well, I could have done a bit, I could have had a second there quicker without the distractions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's more of a compared to the other leagues, this is more of the concentration league, shall we say? Because you've got to get it spot on. Um, SJD says would recommend to anyone else listening to give no assist a try. I hadn't
Yeah.
raced without the assist to start off with, was slow to start. I do agree with SJD with that one. I mean, same with me, same with you, Mark, same with anyone else who's never done no assist.
Although I didn't do any practice or I stick to no assist regardless.
Yeah, definitely,
Didn't
definitely.
want to spoil myself and go with the assists again, and the car is totally different. The feeling is all different. Didn't want to do that to myself, so
No,
I just stick to the no assist, and no matter where I finish, that's it.
yeah, fair dues, fair dues. But yeah, I'll go through the tier one section. So, obviously it would have been updated, so I do apologise if on my behalf that didn't update the last bit. But Speed Queen already won the championship. Um, oh,
By
SJD
a
says,
mile.
yeah, she's like a beast. I don't know how she does it. And as well, SJD says, rest of that message, I'm faster now without assists than I am with assists. I think when you put that time and effort in and you can produce the goods, I think it will be more beneficial to yourself and you feel more confident. It's going to be a killer when it's raining as well, but it gives you that extra achievement to say, look, I can do this in no assists.
Yeah,
Why
it's more
can't you?
rewarding. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, as a sorry, what was I saying about the tier one? Speed Queen won it by a mile. Um, Boy Better Know got second, I think. Joel got third. But yeah, Scott and Joel. Scott, who he had one win, three seconds. He was consistent, but he had a few DNFs and a few did not starts, which I would have thought if he didn't lose lose those DNFs or DNS, would we have seen a closer battle of the tier one between Speed Queen um and and Scott? In my personal
That's a
opinion,
strong possibility. Yeah.
yeah, I think he would have been close. And he would be kicking himself on that one because he would have done. I think he would have been closer to Speed Queen. But obviously, one of the races I did say earlier was because of PSN issues, which I can understand as well. And you would be the
Hmm.
same if you was in that position as well, Mike. You'd be like, well, I don't know what to do on that one.
Yeah.
Um, Joel as well. I think He's had what? He's had like one second place. He might have had, I can't remember what he had in Brazil. I'm losing memory and stuff. But he was really unlucky, to be fair. I don't know if it was because of the allocations. He has to still have to pay me out for the PayPal and stuff later. But that's why he's probably got the less points on that one. But nah, Joel's improved. I mean, he got third this season, so fair play to him on that one. Um, Nicky fourth. Chio got fifth. Moen Fisher got sixth. Stifler, who just came back from
Oh yeah,
a
Mark came
break.
back.
Yeah, he came back on the last three races of the season, and he was, like I say, he was a bit rusty as well. But
Yeah, but I think he will be a contender in the next season for sure.
mm,
What do you think, Malk? I think he will be a contender for sure.
oh yeah, I think more KK Stifler would be a competitor to speed Queen Nicky. Boy better now as well, and possibly Joel if you can keep that consistency up as well. And Nicky as well. There's tough challenges as well. Um, obviously, Phil, um, yeah, Phil, Mera D2. Unfortunately, he only did one race and he didn't return. It obviously had issues as well.
Work stuff, I think.
Warwick landed joined for one race and then he had to back out as well. But yeah, don't get me wrong, some of the drivers there, they've been fantastic with no assists, and it gets a lot more better, to be fair. But like I said, I hope the tier two guys step up and do with assists, with totally assists off, and improve against the best, which I think they would do well with, to be fair. What do you think, Mike? Do you think they
Yeah,
should
I
step
agree
up?
with you. Agree with you.
Um, But yeah, there was a great battle for tier two as well. You had Hubberstone, Scope, and Delange battling out for the top three as well.
Hmm.
But Scope won it on the last race. Um, yeah, Scope won it on the last race, and it would have been close. I know Hubberstone said he couldn't make it on the last race, but would Hubberstone won it if he was there? Again, it's like what
Yeah,
ifs, isn't it?
yeah, the what ifs. Yeah, but
It's like what if.
Humbo's, yeah, Humbo had 3 wins, I think, or something like that, or two. Two
Mm,
wins and two second places
yeah, he's been Hubberstone's
and
proved
one
me wrong.
third.
Hubbers, Hubberstone proved me wrong. Scope's like fully on go for it as well. So fair play to him. Delange, Delange, uh, I absolutely respect for because he. I was a bit worried when he like if he could do it with the no assist stuff.
Oh, he did a great job.
Oh God, yeah,
No doubt. No
he,
doubt.
he did a magnificent job. Delange has, and hopefully he will improve on that and try and challenge for the top half. Well, the top two at least next season after that
Or
performance.
or SJD winning the wet French Grand Prix.
Of course, I was just about to say SJD. I said I remembered it, and he keep reminds me about it. He said I don't, when I said at the time, do you think SJD would do well this season? When you look at it based on the performances from last season, I would have said no. And I said no at the start. And he proved me wrong and he just gave me a kick at the backside to say, look, here you go. I've just got fourth in my first ever no assist tier two league and he's just like done it with ease, so fair play to him as well, and he's proved me
Yeah.
wrong. Tony Y, who's quick with assists, don't get me wrong, he's absolutely quick but with no assists, with the racing line on, he's done well to get fifth. To be fair, he done well to get fifth. Um, so fair play to him. He did a magnificent job. Myself got sixth. I did not expect. I even doubted myself. To be honest, I would have thought I was going to be last because of my, as I say, with no practice and no stuff. But that win in Britain bounced back from me. To be fair,
Yeah.
and it kind of helped me a bit, but it went downhill after that, to be honest. Um, but yourself, Mike, got seventh as far as I know. I think no, I think he was. I can't remember if he did get ahead of me on that one, but Renner got eighth, but that might. I think he did get points. I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember now, but I'm based on what I'm seeing now. But again, it's a different stuff. And Rick joined in as well, and Yoss joined, and then he left as he couldn't do it as well. You got Tommy the Rod and Shea as well. So again, some of the guys here are just proving that they can become the best as well. And on the day of the no assist stuff, and well done to Scope, well done to Speed Queen, and then the overall was Speed Queen for winning the actual championship itself, no assists, and it's just a magnificent achievement for all of them. For the constructors, you had Delange and Scope won it with ease. You got Nicky Hubberstone second. I think I can't remember if Joel Scott got second or third. I can't remember, but I'm looking at it because the tables haven't been updated. I do apologise, but I think it was Joel got second, and then Nicky team. Speed Queen, Mama Fisher, and then Tony YSGD, and then myself and Chill. Mike, you was in two. You had Mero, and then you went straight to Rick at the end of the season. And then you got Renault Tommy and Yoss and Sheo, and then Sergeant Phil.
Yeah, next season I'm with Speed Queen. I already told you that, so
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know what the team like. Obviously, you just told me now, Mike. I think that'll be announced soon. I think with the teams and with the cars. I think either before or after the first pre-season race. I have to get
yeah,
that confirmed and stuff. But at least you got a preview, guys, of who's might got in no assists for next season. But it'll be a good surprise for the guys who are for the next stream, wherever it will be. But the guys here, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone that did the No Assist League. They've all a fantastic group of people, and I wish them going from strength to strength as always. So it has been a classic season, and
hmm,
I'm sure it'll be another one next season for everyone. It's been a blast, shall we say, for No
oh
Assists.
yeah.
So the next one I'm going to talk to you about is I'm just going to change the drivers now, so I know when I've changed. So next one I'm going to talk about is the Performance League one. If you've got any questions, if you joined us, guys, if you've got any questions or queries to me or Mike, please pass it on, and we will try and get back to you as quickly as possible. Um, you are listening from the podcast from the iTunes and or Spotify, based on from the Twitch live stream earlier on the 3rd of February 2019 from the 7 o'clock kickoff. So again, guys, thank you all for listening. So we're still doing the Performance League 1. So this season we had two Performance Leagues for the first time, because the amount of people that wanted to join the Performance League, it was massive, absolutely massive. Um, so it's been a blast, I think, for Performance Leagues 1 and 2. To be fair, but what's your thoughts of it, Mike, of the
Mm,
Performance League this season?
yeah, yeah, it was an interesting season for sure.
Definitely.
Um, yeah, the two leagues, yeah, it was okay, I guess.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But but near the end, we lost quite a few guys, and the numbers were a bit low. But for the last three races, it was
Mm,
okay again. So I have hope for the next season. It's gonna be okay.
I'm sure it will, Mike. I'm sure it will, because it was a cracking Performance League 1 from what I've been doing with the commentary stuff anyway. And obviously Performance League 2, which I'll go through in a minute anyway. Um, but yeah, Mr. Sky C, and this is an interesting fact for you, Mike, and I said this at the time. This this driver, Mr. Sky Z, won the
Without
drivers' chat with
uh,
a win.
without a victory, yeah.
Yeah, and that's Oh, I've said this all the time during Invictus. I said, who would be the first person ever
Yeah,
to do it? And Mr.
yeah, I
Scorsese done
remember.
it.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was consistent all the time in really bad cars, so deserved, no doubt.
fair, yeah. It was very good from Mr. Scorsese, and and a good champion at the time because like you said, he was consistent, and that's all you needed. Even if you didn't get the wins, as long as you get second or thirds throughout the whole season, you just never know what to expect. Do you
Hmm.
really? Um, I was a bit gutted for SJD and Meg as well, um, because that could have been the closest Performance League One title we've had for a long while.
Yeah.
Uh, Again, SJD will be a massive congratulations to him because he's proved me wrong again, kicking me at the backside twice now. He's going to be laughing his head off now. But he's done a magnificent job, SJD. He's one of those drivers who will be one to look out for next season, I think. Not only
Of
the
course.
Gnosis and Performance League 1, I think, anyway. Um, but yeah, Meg got second. I think he said when I was speaking to him during the commentary box last couple of weeks, he said, I started off slow, but then I got back on. Uh, but yeah, he was like, oh, I can't. If I didn't have that slow start, it would have been a different story. But I'm like, yeah, it could have been a different. I think if you had some points at the start, I think it would have been a different story. But he knew,
Yeah, but the what ifs again.
yeah, he said he knew as soon as I spoke to him at the USA Grand Prix. He was like, I lost it. If he was ahead of Mr. Scorsese without that penalty, I think he would have had a good chance of a good chance against Mr. Scorsese for the title. And it was all it's just a madness on the Brazil as well, and to see how it goes as well. But SJD's just commented saying, "Go on, Mark, tell me I won't finish in the top half again." um, um, you will finish in the top half next season, based on what you've just proved me wrong twice. So I'm not gonna say you're gonna finish in the bottom half. No chance. And he's just commented saying McLuppy will be a real challenger next season. He's the driver to beat, in my opinion. Do you agree with that one, Mike, or do you think there's another driver there that, or drivers that you think could do it next season?
Mm, From what we know now, I think Skyzy will again be difficult to beat, but Meg will be right up there.
You think you?
But but there is a big but. We need to wait for the for the drivers for the
Yeah.
allocations for PF1 and PF2. It might not be the same guys competing in Performance 1.
Oh, okay. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the leagues.
We don't know the driver list yet, so
Yeah.
that's a bit premature to talk about that.
Yeah. So I think there's probably like a meeting going on as of
Yes, yeah,
now.
I mean, no, right now, yeah. So best you keep that discussion for the reveal stream. So
Okay, that's fine. It's just like in this instance, Mike. If it was the same drivers in this instance, I'm not
yeah,
saying it
then
will
it
be.
would be like I said, Skyzy would be right up there again, and Meg also.
Okay. Ooh,
I
that
don't see any changes, big changes happening. Maybe Tony, if he doesn't DNF so much,
yeah. I'm going to talk to him about that when as I'm going through the
because he was doing really good in qualifying. I think he had 3, 4 pole positions or something like that.
yeah. To be fair,
And always top 4, top 5 qualifying, and then he can't convert it in the race.
yeah. It's a shame, really. To be fair, but again, what could you do during the race and during the you have to be consistent. That's the aim, and that's what Mr. Scorsese has done throughout the whole season. And he's proved that you can do it. SJD did it on a couple of occasions when he's just been
Hmm.
at the top half and stuff. But Yeah, it's tough. If it was my opinion, I think if it was the same drivers, I think the top threes, SJD, Meg, Sky will have a tough. Will be the ones to battle it out between themselves. It depending on the car locations as well. So it's going to be very tough anyway. Um, as again, Aaron J. Spence got fourth. Spud got fifth. MJ Coupe got sixth. Colin J got seventh. Colin J joined. I think it was from Italy onwards, and he got onto seventh. So fair play to him. Tony Y,
Oh yeah.
as you just said, Mike. My opinion of Tony Y, again, I would have said what ifs. Do you think Tony Y would have been in the top three had it not been for the DNFs, or do you think he would have been in the same position at that point
No,
in time?
I think he would be up there. So if he gets the races right and he sort those DNF stuff out, he can be he can be right up there.
Yeah, if you could get the DNFs out of the way, I think he would have been.
Yeah, because he has the pace clearly. So
Oh God, yeah. If anyone,
so
he'll be the one to watch again. I think he'll be the one to watch if he gets the assists
yeah.
on as well. Um, Fasconi got ninth. Yourself, Mike, got tenth. Do you
Yeah.
did you think you could have done a bit better? I know you said
No, no, no,
you 10 was the best that you could
no,
do.
no. That's a realistic reflection of my preparedness or unpreparedness, how you take it.
Oh,
So
okay.
no.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, you got 10th in the Performance League 1. Woislander got 11th. Abbey Radical got 12th. The Boogster, that Veruska, got
Oh yeah.
13th.
He had to
Uh,
drop out. Yeah.
yeah, Tej got 14th. He's been really unlucky, to be fair, on a few occasions, to be fair, Tej, aka Tom. He's had a few
Yeah.
DNFs, but he did have a few did not start as well, but it was a shame because I think he would have been right up there. Craig, who had to join in like near the end of the races, purely because of the drivers was less. Uh, Wesley has joined in the last few races. He was in 16th. Scott joined on the last two races just to get the feel of it. He's in 17th. Jamie got 18th. Ferrari LFC got 19th. Shea got 20th, and Notorious got 20th first. Sorry, but again, looking at it, I think, like I said, Mr. Scorsese was a deserved champion, but I think it would have been a different story if Meg or, like, I mean, not saying SJD could have done a bit better, but he did a magnificent job as well. But it's going to be a tough season for next season, whatever happens, whatever league they're in. But also, um, for the constructors as well, Mega Coupe Racing, so Meg and MJ Coupe won it by 9 points. Prost team of Sky Z and Tony Y. If Tony Y was there, I think it would have been a different story. I think it would have been close with the challenges. But Sir Aaron J. Spencer Spud got third with 114 points. Fourth, you got blaming on the boogie. You got the Bookston SJD with a 96. Beer Monsters F1 team with Fasconi and Mike. I like that name. Keep that going with that one. With 74 points.
Yeah,
Zimmer,
we intend to keep the name.
Zimmer Frame Veterans was Jamie with 24 points. I think Tej was in it as well. And then Chromus Racing with Craig and Tej in seventh with 4 points itself. But I quite liked the Performance League 1. Not because I was biased because I was doing the commentary stuff, but it was more close stuff than I've ever seen before. If I'd seen anything else, I would have said the F3 as well. But again, it's biased because I was watching them more because I was doing the commentary stuff. But it could be a different story. But again, I'm going to say the same question to you, Mike. Do you think you could improve on Performance League One if you was in there? If you was in with the same drivers, do you think you could improve next season, or you're just going to see how each race goes?
No, I think I will because If work doesn't get in the way, I'll have a bit more time to practice now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's fair dues. I mean, I hope you improve from 10th onwards, Mike. Same for the guys who joined. Hopefully they'll improve as well when they do it next season as well, because it would be a fantastic achievement. Um, so now I'm going to talk about the Performance League 2 season.
Ooh, that was close also. Look at that. 1 point only.
Ooh, ooh. Now, the guys who are listening will be thinking, what the hell are we on about here? Um, the Scope won the Performance League 2, so he's won both no assists tier 2 and Performance League 2 on his, like, I believe that's his first season of Invictus, I think, as well. So that's a massive achievement from him, considering
Oh
that.
yeah.
Um, so Scopefielder won it with 77 points. Waving Tell, the Flying Scotsman, with 76 points. Yoss, who joined, no assist, but he had to drop out for a few of them. But he did do the Performance League too. He got third with 62 points. Delange in fourth. He had a good run as well, to be fair, but he's had two DNFs as well. Uh,
Yeah.
Saab in fifth with 53 points.
Pretty
Uh,
good too, yeah.
yeah, Saab on the last two races when he won it, he bounced right back into the top five. So fair play to him. Captain Stiff, aka Gareth, with 49 points. He's improved.
Look,
I've
each race he started, he scored points.
Yes, definitely. And that's a massive achievement as well. To be fair,
Oh yeah.
uh, beating with Clyde, the third fine Scotsman, with 45 points. Tom 444 is in. Sorry, 2, 4, 6. I think it was eighth with 42 points. Nick LG Thompson. I would have thought he would have challenged for the top half. To be fair, with Nick from where he was, but he got down to like ninth with 41 points. Core Tactics is in 10th, I believe. 2, 4. Yeah, Core Tactics is in 10th. One,
Yeah,
two.
but it looks like he left. He has 3 DNSs at the end
Yeah,
of the
he's had.
season.
Yeah, it's been a shame because I think it would have been different, to be fair, but have to wait to see. Never Miss is in 11th with 33 points. Mr. Stim got 12th with 25 points. Oh, Stephen got 20 points, and Nigel Gash with 9 points. And I do feel sorry for Nigel Gash and Oh Stephen, to be fair, because they've had some rotten luck this season. And what are your thoughts of Oh Stephen and Nigel Gash in the performance
Hmm.
leagues?
Yeah, not their cup of tea, I guess.
Do you think? I mean, they've had some rotten luck, and I think they couldn't.
Yeah, look at Nitro. He had 4 DNFs.
Yeah, he's had four DNFs, but
He
he's
showed
had.
up for each race,
Oh
for
God, yeah,
each and every race, but he has 4 DNFs,
yeah. He's
and the
been
others are P10s or P9s.
yeah, he's been really unlucky, to be fair. And I hope
Yeah, I
he would
guess.
bounce back and stuff, to be
Yeah,
fair.
I think I watched 1 or 2 races from them, so I don't know really how the season went race by race, but I
Yeah,
think Nitro will bounce back sometime. He will bounce
of
back, I
course,
guess.
of course, he'll bounce back
We
and.
know him for a long time, and he will bounce back.
Oh yeah,
But he,
definitely.
and he's pretty new with the wheel.
Yeah,
I think it was his first full season with the wheel now.
it will take a bit of time with the wheel as well because you'll lose probably about a couple of seconds off the time that you've done in the with the pad as well.
Of course.
And people who've done the racing, I mean, what here's a discussion for you guys who are joining as well. What are your thoughts? Do you think the pads are better on the F1 games, or do you think the wheels much more better?
Hmm.
Me
Mark, I,
personally,
Yeah, yeah, yes, that's that.
Sorry, me personally, I think I was on the pad. Wheels better, to be fair, a lot more better. Once you get the hang of it. How about you, Mike?
Of course, you could never switch back. Never.
I did that once because I got really frustrated with the wheel. On
Really?
one of the yeah, I got
Oh, tell
frustrated.
me about it.
Yeah, uh, but yeah, it was just annoying and stuff. To be fair, Snoop Dogg, Marky has just commented saying wheel better by far. I do agree with that one, and that's a shock for me because I was just not competitive, and that's why I lost all that competitiveness. So I went back onto the pad and brought myself
Hmm.
back up to it. But then I went back to the wheel. I said, "Look, I'm going to try and go on the wheel, try and improve with no assist, and get improving quickly." And it worked out well. Some people prefer it with the pad.
I think I tried the pad for the last time just for a joke mm,
Yeah,
the previous year, and I think I couldn't do even one lap with
yeah.
with the pad anymore.
Mm. I did that on the last race because I didn't get the wheel out in time. So I did the last race in no assists, and it was a nightmare. That's why I lost so much time as well. But yeah, I prefer the wheel by far. Wheels by
Yeah, of
far is the
course.
better. We're going to talk about the constructors now. Yoss and Scope won the constructors as well with 139 points with JS Racing,
Phew,
and then you got
that,
second with BS Racing, BW Clyde and Sab with 98 points. Head scratchers of Waving Tower and O Stephen with third with 96 points. Bad Picky F1 team. I've heard that team before because I
oh
remember
yeah,
Delange and Core Tactics won the constructors between them two, and
yep.
they're a good team to be fair. Same with Meg and MJ Coop in the Performance League One. They were being the best teams I've seen. Consistency as well, and fair play to them. You got Triple Four GT. Got with 91 points in fifth place with Captain Stiff and Tom 444. Multi Speed Racing with Mr. Steam and Nick LJ Thompson in sixth with 66 points. Team Sable with Nitrogash and Never Miss with 42 points. Oh yeah, in seventh place as well. So yeah, there you have it for the Performance League 2, guys. So again, looking at that, if they were staying, do you think Scope will be the one to watch next season,
Oh, of course.
or do
The,
you
the,
think, or do you think there's
uh,
other drivers that could
just
challenge you?
just keep in mind his performance also and no assists. So
Yeah, definitely.
so he will be the one to watch, and the Lange also, I think.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think,
And Wave, look, Wave lost the championship by 1 point only. So
but then again, if he got even if he had equal scope, he would have lost it by count of second places because both of them did had 12 had one win each, so he would have
yeah,
lost it even if he had the 1 point. He had to beat Scope. It's just only a chance. But fair play to him, and it was been a
oh
better
yeah,
challenge for them.
definitely.
Um, if you joined us, guys, good evening. This is a pre-recorded stuff from the Twitch stream that I'm doing. This is if you're listening to it from the Spotify and iTunes, it'll be up later on in this week. And yeah, good evening to everyone who's just joined. Thank you very much for all the comments. Keep them coming in. Um, but yeah, Performance League 2. I think the Performance Leagues in general, I think it's going to be a bit, you know, it'll be great for everyone, to be fair. To say, right, this will be the one. I don't know if they're going to have one or two leagues, but we'll have to find out in the new stream whether that will be in a few, probably next week or the week after. We'll have to wait and see, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, so I'm going to talk to you guys about the if it loads up the equal leagues. So these are the equal leagues
Oh
on
yeah.
Wednesday nights. Mike, before I carry on, you did some commentary of F1 itself this
Yeah.
season gone. What you This is like the Premier League, like the top
Oh yeah.
division of Formula One equal leagues. Do you think you've seen some good drivers
Oh yeah.
during um,
Yeah. All of them.
all of them? Is there any ones that stand you out the most? Would you say
Yeah. Of course, Sam Bam.
Sambam Kid?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
He
Uh,
won by 30 points
yeah, he's 1, 2, 3,
with
5 wins.
5 victories. Yeah, 5 wins.
And fair play to him because he did well. To be fair, um, as I said, Sambam Kid won it with 106 points. Scopefielder again. He's had two titles, two constructors, and one second place on his debut season. So
Yeah.
I'll give a clap for that
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Of course. Me too.
you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
brilliant debut season on Invictus. I've never seen
Yeah.
like it for a long
He's
time.
the one to watch. He's the one to watch.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he challenges for the top again. I wouldn't be
Hmm?
surprised. Um,
Now look at that. Speed Queen was third, and she's of course no assist.
yeah, Speed Queen got third with 74
Yeah,
points. Um,
but I think in this game the assists are a bit too OP for my taste.
it 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 is, but sometimes it's not on the day. If you know what I mean. Sometimes.
Yeah, mate, it is. Just consider the braking zones and stuff when you race somebody. Mm, I came across that in performance league in Brazil. The ABS guys could brake so much later than myself. It wasn't even funny anymore.
Yeah, that's that's understandable, mate. And you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, it's not just the lap times itself, but when you race somebody wheel to wheel, they have a big advantage if they use ABS.
Yeah, I see why. And that's why we have to get the no assist people more OP to them than it is for the
Yeah,
assist guys. If that makes sense to so that if you do go
yeah.
no assists, that's where you have to be the fastest guys. I think. What do you think, guys? Do you think the no assist should be having more of an advantage, or do you think the assist guys should have more advantage than the no assists? Send us your comments,
Should,
guys. We'll have to wait and see what their response is while we're doing the.
ideally, it should be somewhere even, but
Yeah, but it gives you more confidence if you go no assist to say, look, yeah, this is the one to go for. This will be the one to say, right, I'm going to go for this. This will give me an advantage. If I was stuck with assists, I've got no chance. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's what everyone should be aiming for, no assists, because that's where all.
And the starts are way harder, no assist versus assist. So they just slam the throttle with TC
Yeah,
and they just go off.
yeah, I see what you mean. That's what I mean, guys. Send us your comments as well, guys, on that one. See what you think of it. But as we're going through the cheers for that, Mike. As we're going through the table itself, we've got Foxy Red in fourth, M Doran in fifth, Yoss in sixth, Cardonoff, Cardonoff, Card,
Yeah,
Cardonoff,
he, yeah, the guy had 4 victories and 4 wins,
four
and
DNS. Video.
he didn't show up anymore.
Oh,
So,
okay. He would have been a good
mm,
challenger to Sambam Kid, to be fair, if he was.
definitely.
But it's like what could have, would have, should have, and you just never know what
Yeah,
to
the
expect.
what ifs again. Yeah.
Um, Regarding this, you got Meg in eighth, Nikki in ninth, Alice Killer in 10th, Tamworth Fox in 11th, Gamer the Best in 12th, which I was a bit surprised to be honest. But
Yeah, Gamer decided not to race.
yeah, which is a bit. I was a bit surprised with that, to be fair, because I would have thought he would have
The same.
competed against Sambam
Yeah.
Kid. That would have been a good battle between them two, but could have been different stories. We never know. I don't want to get involved or anything like that. But Bruno Alves in 13th, Apollo in 14th, Jake Boy 98 with 15th, uh, Axel Foley or Axel Ericsson in 16th place, Plexits in 17th, Jajo in the 18th, Samster the Hamster in 19th, Boy Better Know, aka Scott, in 20th, and in 21st you got Real It's Denster. So, looking at the constructors as well, um, you had McLaren in first with a 136, Haas in second with 126, Mercedes in third with 119, Sauber's in fourth with 81, Williams is in fifth with 60, Toro Rosso is in sixth with 50 points, Ferrari's in seventh with 49, Force India is in eighth with 10 points, and Red Bull's in ninth with 9 points. So yeah, I don't know who they were in the teams itself, but I'm just telling you what they were set in the McLaren teams itself. But yeah, it's been. What did you thought of the F1 Equal League from what you saw, Mike? Did you think is it going to be a
Mm,
tough season next season again for the guys if they stay?
yeah, 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 of course. Of course.
Ooh,
And and they're going at it really, really hard. So,
yeah,
yeah,
that that's why it have to be like the top. That's why it's the Premier League, isn't it? That's the top division of the
yeah.
equal leagues, and that's where everyone else wants to be in the near future, shall we say. But fair play to Sam Bam Kid for winning that by 30 points. Would anyone? It's like the same with Speed Queen. Would anyone stop her on no assists? I don't think so. Would anyone stop Sam Bam Kid? I would have said Gamer or on her day Speed Queen, but I don't think anyone can, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's a tough one, yeah.
But anything could happen on that one. But the next topic I'll be talking about is F2 Equal Performance Leagues. Now, looking at it, now you probably think, oh, what's going on here? F2,
Oh,
with the F2 League, Betrayer, the old god Betrayer, who's did he's like a machine. Again, I don't know where his pace has come from, but he's improving left, right, and centre for him, and he's got 94 points on his in his in F2 league. You
yeah,
got
consistency.
yeah again consistency in the top three. One, two, three, four, five, 7 times out of 12 races he has been in the top three, whether it's a win, second or third. That is a massive achievement. Fair play.
We've got 5 wins and couldn't win the championship. Wow.
That's another thing. It's like how many wins can you have before you lose the title? And that's just an
Yeah,
example. So we've done an example now. We've got a situation where in the Performance League one, Mr. Scorsese won it without even won a single race. Waving Tails just won the race but 5 times, and he hasn't won the championship because of
yeah.
he's had 3 DNFs. By the way, he's had 3 DNFs compared to Betrayer's
One.
one and only DNF. So that's where the killer was. Um, would Waving Tail the Flying Scotsman do well? We'll have to wait and see how he does. But it could have, should have, would have again with DNFs. What would happen if he beat Betrayer a few times? I don't know.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, but we didn't see the races itself to know what kind of DNFs they were actually. You know what I mean?
yeah, it could have been different.
If they are PSN related or game related, then of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
But if it's mistakes by the driver, that's another story.
yeah. I mean, we can't comment that at all. But based on what we've
Yeah,
seen in front of us,
yeah,
that's a
yeah, yeah.
DNF.
Of course, of course.
Um, you
Ben
got
Muscat, he
you
got
got
2 wins.
you got Ben Musket in third with 69 points. You got Nick L.J. Thompson in fourth with 67 points. Hobblestone's in fifth with 66 points. Rick is in sixth with 48 points.
2 wins.
Fair play to Rick on that one. I thought he'll be,
France and Italy.
yeah,
Good, good for
fair
him.
fair play to him on that one. Same with Ben Musket as well. He had two wins in Canada and Belgium as well. Um, you just don't know what to expect at all. GP1 Alex got seventh with 37 points. White Fountain joined on the last four races, but he got eighth, considering he joined late. So fair play to him. MJ Coop got ninth. Fabulous Chicken got 10th. Tony White got 11th, which I'm a bit
Yeah,
surprised on
yeah,
that
but
one.
again, look at the number of DNFs for him. Again, the DNF stuff.
So the DNFs he's had is about four DNFs during the season. Again, it could have been different on that one. Jamie's joined. Jamie got 12th with 19 points. Mr. Stim got 13.5 points. 13 and a half points. Uh, Lazarenko got 14th with 12 points. Upper Radical got 15th with 9 points. Hulkenberger got 16th with 8 points. Alga got 17th with 6 points. Gazerman got 18th, sorry, with 5 points. Getting ahead of myself. Ferrari LFC got 19th with 5 points. Aaron Aaron Spence, is it Aaron J Spence again? Aaron Spence got 20th with 3 points. Never Miss got 21st with 2 points. Maurice Lander got 22nd with 1 point. George Snipes, Nick, Fulcher, and Giuseppe have all got 0 points from 23rd up to 26 onwards. Looking at that, Mike, did you expect any shocks during that
Mm,
performance, the Equal Performance League 2?
mm,
Or do you think there's some that should have been done a lot more better than they originally planned from that position that you saw?
maybe the DNFs.
Of who, sorry?
Of Wave Intel, maybe, or Tony again.
So, Wavingtown, Tony Y, because of the DNFs, it could have been a different story, it would have been a lot more higher.
Yeah,
But again, it's like coulda, woulda, shot offs. And I bet you
yeah,
got
of
the
course.
yeah, the guys would probably be sick of time of saying that. Anyway, but we'll be coming up to the end, nearly end anyway. We're doing that for an hour and 15 minutes already. Um,
Yeah.
we've got Ferrari with first with 157 points, so congratulations to them. Yeah, congratulations to Betrayer as well. So fantastic performance from him as well. So well done to him. Red Bull got second with a 124. Force India got third with 117. Mercedes got fourth with 69. Sauber's got fifth with 43 points. McLaren's got sixth with 39 points. The Haas has got seventh with 30 and a half points. Renault's got eighth with 27 points. Toro Rosso got ninth with 26 points. And the Williams is in 10th with a solitary 1 point. Again, well done to Ferrari, which I believe could have been Betrayal as well, so I wouldn't be surprised with that one. But fair play to him because he did a magnificent job. Don't you agree, Mike?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, of course.
Um, but yeah, we don't know what where each driver is going to be next season. We are, as far as I know, um, it will be changed. Don't worry, but we don't know exactly who's gone up, down, left, right, and centre on that one. So we have to find
Yeah.
out on that one. But um, regarding it, do you think there's been? Would you say if Betrayer did go up to F1, do you think he would do well in F1, or do you think he would struggle in F1?
Uh, I think he's a driver who can adapt, and maybe it's good for him to move up because he will be forced to even get quicker. So Uh, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I know what you mean, mate. And it's you know, it's a good one on that one to be fair, but
Yeah,
it's going to be tough, I think, if he did go up. We'll have to wait and see how it goes on that one next season. But um, looking at it now, it's going to be very tough. Whatever
yeah,
happens, anyway. But just waiting for the guys to see it. So, uh, bear with me a sec, mate. Bear with me a sec. I'm just trying to get the clip of um, the F3 one. So, I've talked about the F2, I've talked about the F1. I'm going to talk about the F3 in a minute. But if you've got any questions to me and Mike, please make sure you comment in before the end of the stream and we will get that in as quickly as possible. So I'm just trying to get the clip up and I don't think I can. Yes, I got it. So I'm going to talk about the F3 league now. This league, I know again I could be biased again. F3 league was one of the toughest seasons I've ever seen. It went from 10 to it was like from 10 drivers, then it dropped down to 5, and then we dropped down to 2 people in a race. And this is the clip, this is the comment I had um,
okay.
from my commentary at the time. And if you didn't hear it, guys, please make sure you get it quick before it goes. But it will be on the Invictus uh, YouTube channel anyway. But listen to this quote on the last lap between Colin J and Sir Spud, and my voice was just completely shocked. If you can hear it. This will be a chance. Last lap. Last lap decider for the Constructors' Championship. But Colin J may think of it differently for the McLaren team. McLaren team only need to hold on for one. Oh! Oh no! Colin J has DNF'd on the last lap of the F3 League. Oh my God, what has happened? What has happened? The tides have changed. Oh, he's crashed. I will be absolutely livid. Oh my God, so Spud will win the F3 Drivers' Championship if he holds on for 9th. As long as he doesn't get any more penalty points. Oh my God. Now, during that race, from what you've heard, Colin J had the title in his bag. Oh God,
Oh yeah.
had the title in his bag. All he had to do was just ease. That's all he had to do. So Spud was nowhere near by Colin J, and so Spud was about, I think so Spud was about 9th or 8th or 9th at the time, but Colin J was second. When I did that voice, then that was the shock moment, and I was like, I would put my house up for sale if I would put no, I would bet on Colin J to win the title based on the last lap because he was consistency. All he
Yeah.
had to do was just eased off. That's all he had to do. He didn't, regardless if he won or not. All he had to do was just take it easy,
Yeah.
and that's why I said he would be absolutely livid with himself because he did say to me, he said, "This is my first ever season." I like fair play to you for challenging on your first ever season. It'll be a very, very interesting stuff here, but it was like between so Spud who's had he's had 2 title challenges, and he got messed up by
Yeah.
the last race again.
Yeah.
Colin J on his first ever title challenge. Good evening to Fasconi, who's just joined, saying hello, chaps. Um,
Oh, evening for Sonic.
so we're just talking about the F3 League as of now. Colin J, all he had to do was ease off. He was comfortable. He had, you would bet on, you would put a spud on for 10,000 to 1 on that
Yeah.
point. If you was a betting man, you would say Spud. If you put your house on Colin J, you'll be absolutely livid. I would have had a house
Yeah.
by now if because of that incident stuff. Um, but I think when I was speaking to Colin J, I said commiserations to him, but I said he should have won it. I think he would have. He in his back in his mind, he knows that why did I go for it? I think he'll bounce back. I think he'll go for another title challenge, whatever happens next season. I think he will go for it, but hopefully that doesn't lightning doesn't strike twice as what happened with Spud. And I was absolutely delighted for Spud to win his
Oh
first
yeah,
ever
me too.
world title. And it's a true fact here, Mike, and to all the guys here. I've raced with Spud for about 9 years. 9 years. Uh, like some of it from a different league. But I said to him before the race, I said, "You've got to. This is your best ever chance. You need to beat Colin J." And he couldn't do it in the qualifying. He had to try and beat him on the track. He had no choice. He had to beat him on the track. When I said to him, I said, "You are one dead lucky man," and he said, "Yeah, I know." He knew that he was really lucky to get that title win. And you know what? Fair play to him. Fair play to
Oh
Colin
yeah.
J. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it
Oh,
was.
impressive, impressive stuff from Colin J.
Yeah,
Impressive,
definitely,
impressive.
definitely. Yeah, impressive driving. When he got two wins on the bounce against in Germany and Canada to bring himself back in. But even if he won, even if he won that, it's well. Even if it was both draws, Spud would have won it anyway because he had those three wins, didn't he, from Belgium, Singapore, and USA. So even if he
Yeah.
was equal, if both of them had DNF'd, it could have been a different
Spot had
story.
three wins straight. Yeah. That's a
That
good
was the killer.
achievement.
Yeah, that was the killer one. That was the one
Oh
where
yeah.
he said this is the one where he should have won. Good evening to Sky Aceman. How you doing, mate? You alright? If you've got any questions, guys, please, to me or to Mike about
Sky Iceman, that's
yeah.
Spud.
Oh, Spud. Oh,
Yeah, Sky Iceman, that's Spud.
ah, sorry. I don't know. I need to see the real names to be honest. That's how I don't see it. But yeah, AK. Good evening, to Spud. How you doing? If you've got any questions to me and Mike during the stream or about queries about next season,
No,
for the
mate, I was so happy for Spud when he won the title because
oh yeah,
he really deserved the title by now, and he really stepped up this season. Mm, and he was also, if you remember, very strong in the preseason phase.
yeah, he as I said before, from the 9 years that I've known him, he was struggling.
Yeah,
Same with me, he
yes,
was
Spud,
struggling.
yes, Spud, we know it's you.
We struggled. He struggled. The last few seasons, he has stepped up his game, and that's what we all want to see from him. And
Yeah,
that's the true Spud that we like to see. And I was like, as a commentator, you like to see people who you raced with for many years, and you've like seen
yeah.
him win their title for the first time. You're like, I've just seen him win his first ever title. I'm gonna retire after that now. To be honest, after that, would you do that if you was commentating and you saw one of the guys that you've raced with for many years, many seasons? Do you think you would have said, "Yeah, I was there when this guy won it the first time"?
Yeah,
Um, and it was an honour on that one. To be fair,
yeah, of course.
but and again, it was one of those races where my throat, I do not even know where to start with, to be honest, from that. Um, But yeah, it was a magnificent season for that.
Yeah. I've sent him a message before the race. Go get the title. Go get the title.
Yeah,
Just
he would have been he would have been beeping himself on that one, shall we say, on that one without the
yeah,
swear words.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, it's good to see Spud winning his first ever title after two times he's in the performance leagues where he lost it.
yeah. He
I
was
was
so close.
yeah, and that's the killer one. Yeah,
Yeah, but do it in the equal league is even more. Is even
more
more.
special.
Yeah, more special for sure.
Yeah, and fair play to him. Fair play to him. But yeah, Colin Joseph Spud, great battles between them two. They said mutual respect from them two, so fair play to them, and respectful guys for them. F1 Richard, I've said this when he did his podium stuff, and I'll say it again. F1 Richard, when he started a few seasons ago, he was absolutely struggling, same as Spud, and now he got third in F3 on his best ever season of F3 and his best ever
Yeah,
season of Invictus. I
yeah.
say
Look,
that.
pretty consistent scoring.
Yeah, he's had one, two, three. He's had four fourths, two
Three
thirds.
podiums.
Yeah,
Yeah,
two
yeah.
thirds and a second. So that's not bad considering he had
No,
a struggling
far from
start.
bad.
When I say struggling, I mean he had like eighth. Is it eighth? Yeah, eighth 3 times in a row, and then he had fourth 3 times in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you have
No,
had
it's good.
first?
The fourth are good results any day
Yeah, yeah,
in any league.
yeah, definitely. Um, oh, so Spud says Colin was a very good driver. Fastgunner says Marcus Mike looking forward to F3 return. Are you looking forward to the F3 return, Mike, for next
Oh yeah,
season?
of course I am.
You are. So
To to team up with my buddy Fascone again.
again, you got a preview, guys, from Mike of the team orders of the
Oh
team.
shit!
But the rest of it will probably be sorted in by hopefully by before the pre-season or for the
I
first
hope I
race.
don't give up. I don't give out too much now. So
Yeah, we don't know exactly like when it would happen, but hopefully we'll soon find out the teams and orders and stuff
pretty
from
soon.
all. Yeah, it'll be pretty soon. So for the admins who are on the comments, please don't mention it anyway because we don't know anyway. Um, so again, F1 Richards proved me wrong. So Spuds proved me wrong. I did not expect him to get first, to be honest. Um, but to be honest,
Mark, I think you liked that people prove you wrong.
that's what's happened. If they bounce back at me, they'll be like, "Look, I proved you wrong, Mark. You like, here you go. That's it. My job's
Yeah,
done. But do it
yeah,
again. Keep doing it."
yeah.
But I'm
I
not.
agree with you totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Fastgunner says, "Ha ha ha." Mike letting cat out of a bag. Lol. When he's mentioned about. Yeah, he won't mention it anymore, Fastgunner. So otherwise he'll be banned on that one. Um, yeah, like I said, Craig, who's returned, Spud says, Mike never give up. It took me 10 years, but I did it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it says he never gave up. It took him 10 years, but he did it, and he's done it. And,
yeah. He's done it. Nobody can take this away.
no, to get your first ever title is great. The one that you never expect. To get, like, so many other world titles, you'd be like, have I done something right here, or have I done something wrong, or am I not really done right at all, and be lucky? But the first title is always the best, the most special one because you just always remember it, and then the rest of it you just never know what to expect as well. But yeah, fair play to Spud, Colin J, F1 Richard for the top three. So fair play to them. They did a magnificent job. Craig, after he dropped down from F2 to F3, but he did have the no assists this season, so he was fourth. He was part of the title challengers, but because of that DNF in USA. That that cost him. Same with Jamie
And the
Met as well.
disqualification in Singapore also.
Yeah, that. To be fair, he did had an injury during that race. To be honest, so he did kind of struggled.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Jamie Met dropped down from F2 after 2 races, and then he got on to fifth. That's not bad to join
No.
in. So fair play to him. Spud says trying to catch Malcolm now with 3. uh, so Spud has a chance to try and catch me up. I've got 3 overall from all leagues that I've competed in, but I hope Spud matches mine, just not beats mine, because I won't speak to him afterwards. So I'll probably ban him before the last race to get that time. That one. I don't think he'll be happy with me after that. But yeah, Ferocious Dan. Every time when I was speaking to him on the podium, he never gets his mic. So hopefully this season, if he does, he will get his mic, um, the mic, like the headset stuff with the mic, and hopefully he will speak to me about his last 3 races from this season gone, and see what he would have done.
Mm.
Wow. Spud said, "Wow." I think he's not happy with me. Great from Spud. Ever since I joined Invictus, Spud has gone to the wire so many times and missed out. Great to see him world champion. Yeah, fair play Fosconi, and I do agree with that one.
Yeah,
He has
yeah,
to
me
match
too.
me. He has to match with my world titles first, Fosconi, to be honest, on that one. But yeah, he's beat me already with the titles in Invictus because I've never won one at Invictus, so he's won one. So he's beaten me already in the record books, shall we say. So fair play to him, you know what I mean. Um,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, first I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th. Captain Stiff. Now, I said previously before, Captain Stiff, I would have thought he would have struggled this season, but he's proved me wrong.
He, he got one podium, second place. That's really great.
Yeah, that was the race where he did absolutely fantastic, to be fair.
Hmm.
Um, Brennan's th- Brennan's got 43 points. The first 4 races, he was a title contender. He was definitely a title contender. But then, ever since he dropped down to no assists, it went from bad to worse. I know it's hard with no assists, but well, I say no assists. He's had like the traction off, but keep the racing line on. So it's not fully no assists, but he had some assists off at the time. But again, I keep saying it. What ifs? I might as well call the what if show on that one next. With Brennan's, um, he would have been challenging for the top 3 at least. I don't know if he would have run away with it, but Sir Spud would have been. I think Sir Spud would have just nicked it at the last race based on that. Fast is a stiff, very clever driver. He is. He had a bit of an unfortunate accident with a few occasions where he he had a couple of battles with some of the drivers, but he was a bit unlucky on some of them, I thought. But after that, I think he's improved left, right, centre anyway, regardless, and he's done well. And keep it up from him. Brennan's got 43 points. Don't blame it on the Bougie. Bougie 89 with 36 points. Sorry, Mike, I bet you've had enough with my singing lately with blaming on the
No,
Bougie.
it's okay. No, it's okay, man.
If you like the singing, guys, on the commentary box, well, on the comments below, just tell me to stop, and I'll stop it now on that one. But don't blame it on F1. Don't
We
blame it
can
on the
do a no,
drivers.
no, no. We can do a no, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no, 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 no. Blame it, bougie, doo doo. No, 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 no. No. Right, I'll stop it now because if I was sick of time in that. Right, the third flight of Scotsman beat by Clyde got Mike fast going. It says lol. Malk is like Bee Gees. Thanks. It's like stay alive, stay alive. I'm not doing the Bee Gees. You have to pay me on PayPal on that one. Um, so Fasconi got 27 points, but sorry, I can't remember if I said Bidwick. Clark got 34 points.
Yeah, but
Tej,
he missed a lot of races, so
yeah, he did. To be fair, he did lose a few races, um, but
he
but
was
hopefully he
out
bounce
for a
back.
month. So
Yeah, but he did get the
yeah, and
win.
Tej unlucky again. One, two, three, four DNFs.
Yeah, he's had 4 DNFs, but he's been really unlucky to be fair. But again, he's going to try and concentrate on the racing next season, which I hope he does. I hope he improves. Same with all the drivers that I've seen. I hope they improve left, right, and centre. But anything could happen tonight. Anything could have happened. But what do you do on that?
Yeah,
Obviously, Gazman and Pablo, um,
yeah.
they had some great starts to F3, and I think that if they were stayed in F3, I think it would have been a different story. But they had to move up to F2.
Oh, those two would demolish the grid.
Yeah, they would have demolished F3 if they stayed. So that's why they
Yeah,
had to move up to
totally.
F2. Yeah, that's why they had to move up to F2. You got Snoop Dogg Markey with 13 points. He only joined in the last few races, to be fair, but he has improved. He had a second, so he's done something right in the first 3 races on that one. So fair play to him. And then you got Steele, Agent Steele, WD-40, or Agent Steele, WD-66. SJD says Mark does a good Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up, never gonna get you down. I'm not gonna carry on because I need that PayPal stuff. So um, so yeah. Snoop Fasco is laughing his head off. Snoop Marcus says, build me up. I'm a title contender. And Snot says, I got pole. Hee hee.
Yeah, he got second. He
Yeah,
got second in
he got
Brazil,
pole as well. To
so
be fair,
so so he could really be one to watch out.
yeah, it looks like it could have been a different story, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh, Stephen got 11 points. Did I say Steele got 12 points? I can't remember. Mike, you
Yeah.
joined at the start, but then you had to leave halfway through, obviously with 10 points. Nigel Gash got 9 points. Alga got 6 points. Notorious got 4 points. Uh, Coca-Cola with and Arf LFC with 0 points. What was your thoughts of F3 at the time when you was racing, or was you trying to take a bit of a break when you left halfway through?
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know how to put it, but um, yeah, it's a great league, and yeah, great league, but I had to step out of it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Hopefully, like I said, well, you gave away your side of your part for F3, so you'll be returning back for F3 next season. So
Oh
that'll be
yeah,
a good, massive achievement for yourself, anyway.
oh yeah.
But um, the drivers that I felt really sorry for again. Oh, Stephen, yourself, Mike, obviously halfway through. Nigel Gash and Notorious as well. Those those drivers that I
Yeah.
thought I said they would have had a bit of a better chance of going up. Um, Fasconi says, I miss my teammate and pal Mike when he left. He helped me so much and wouldn't have got my win without him. Oh,
Oh, thanks,
brothers in
man.
arms. Brothers in arms. Hey, on that
Yeah.
one. Fair play. Right, do you and Fasconi want to have a room to sort out the team stuff? That's it for next season.
Only
Uh,
if you wish me to give away some more details,
oh
but
no 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 no. Right, I'll shut up now because I need to stop that one now. But to be honest, regarding that, I think Stephen, Nigel Gash, and Notorious. I felt like they were really unlucky this season again, in my
for
personal
sure.
opinion. Do you think they would bounce back?
Notorious for sure. Yeah, I would count him out.
Oh,
The
okay.
same goes for Nitro. The same goes for Nitro. He will get up to pace.
Do you think it was the luck? Do you think at the time, or do you think it could have been a different
No, no,
story?
no. With Nitro, I think it's the same as in the performance. Quite a lot of DNFs and 0 point holes. So his
Yeah,
first season with the wheel, and he needs to build up his piece yet. So,
yeah. Well, I hope he
but
does.
yeah, yeah, he will for sure.
That was just immense stuff anyway. But hopefully, I'm sure they will bounce back. And I've said this before, but hopefully they will bounce back properly this time. Um, I've got to be careful what I say now, who to pick as the ones to watch or not to watch. Uh,
I
Fast going.
predict a close season. I predict a close season all the way.
He nearly just had a song with a like, I predict a riot. I predict a close season. Ah, don't know what else to try to sing then, but that didn't work. Fasconi got. He says when I joined, Notorious was F2 champion. He
Yeah,
was what
that's
he
correct.
he has what it takes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. To be fair, but it doesn't mean to say you're going to be walking away with it after you've won a higher division title. It's like it's like I said to you, Mike. It's like I say to you. If I won F1 and I dropped down to F3, do you think I'm walking away with F3? You think on paper, yeah, because you've won F1. Like no,
yeah,
you got
yeah,
drivers there who can do the job, and you got to be really lucky on the day.
yeah. Like you said, on paper, yes, but the reality, nobody just walks away with it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think whatever happens. Spud says Notorious is a good driver, just unlucky. I do agree
Yeah,
with that,
but
Spud.
and I think he didn't have the proper preparation for this game yet, so that's also a factor to
Yeah.
consider.
And like I said, I hope the guys who I mentioned bounce back or do well next season, and I hope they do.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I mean, it's going to be tough regardless, and I think it'll be a fantastic achievement regardless for everyone. But F3 was one of the best. Well, all leagues have been the best, to be fair, and you just don't know where to begin or where to stop, do you really? But it's more of what ifs again.
yeah.
What would they do if some of the drivers stayed behind? What would happen if they move up or gone down? Who would come down from F2? It's like promotion relegation stuff. What would happen on this day? What would happen on that? What would happen on this? And you'd be like, I don't know what to say next because I'll be losing my head, losing the plot. Um,
Yeah.
I do that a few times on the commentary box. I'll say something. I'm probably thinking, what the hell am I saying here? I'm talking gibberish sometimes. Um, But yeah, do the constructors. So Red Bull of BW Clyde and Jamie Metz. Sorry. SJD's just commented saying, Malcolm Mike, what has been your highlight of the season from any league? Oh, that's a tough one. So I'll say it again, Mike, if you didn't hear that. What has
I
been?
had to, he means ours or in our opinion of other drivers, other
No,
people.
it'd be
So
like, what's our opinion of our highlight of the season from any league? What has been your highlight of the season?
phew, I had only lowlights.
No, but if you looked around of the seasons that
Oh,
you've seen, who do you think has been
spots,
your highlight?
spots title.
Spud's title's your highlight of the season.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
There's been a few for me, but I don't know which one to pick. Purely because one, definitely Spud, top one. Spud winning his first ever title is the one mainly the highlight for me. There's like others where some of the drivers who who've stepped up, like SJD, like like all the other drivers as well, who have said that they can't do it, and they can because they proved me wrong, and that's what I like about with the drivers. Um, I think Scope winning two titles and a second,
Oh yeah,
that's
that's a
another
great
highlight.
achievement. Oh,
Yeah, from
that's massive also.
yeah, but pure it's purely because I picked Spud for the top one, purely because like I said, we've known him for many years and we've never seen him win a title until this season gone. So, but Scope's two titles, well, four titles if including the constructors as well, four titles and a second. That's a goddamn achievement on his first ever
Oh yeah.
season. Would anyone do that again? I don't think so.
Oh,
On
it's
your debut
really.
race and debut season as well? No, no chance on that one. That's me being honest on that one. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone has
yeah.
ever matched that on all three
Oh,
leagues.
that's that's an achievement. You hat off.
Yeah. Okay. You've put me and Mike under a lot of pressure, SJD, and you guys on the commentary. Well, on the comments box. Do you think what's your thoughts of what has been your highlight of the season from any league? So we'll get their thoughts on next. But while waiting for those responses, I'll talk to you, Mike, about the constructors. So yeah, Red Bull had equal points with McLaren. Oh,
So we need to check for the podiums and stuff.
but yeah, it looks like Red Bull McLaren, unless one of the points is mistaken. But it, okay, I was told that Red Bull. I at the time when I did the commentary, I thought McLaren got it. Um, but yeah, it was Red Bull got it by 1 point. But when I calculated afterwards, it was 1 point. But maybe the point's mistaken. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see or double check on. But as far as I know, Red Bull, McLaren, I've got the equal points with 114 points. Haas is in third with 96 points. Ferrari got fourth with 84 points. Mercedes got fifth with 78 points, which Spud wanted to beat the Ferrari team of Craig and Tej. All season they wanted to beat. His Mercedes team wanted to beat them, and it didn't happen. So he's probably going to curse on me on that one again. On that one, so that's going to be his aim next season on that one. I think he'll probably beat the Ferraris again, whatever happens. Renault's got sixth with 60 points. Sauber's got seventh with 52 points. Toro Rosso's got eighth with 49 points. Force India's got ninth with 36 points, and Williams has got 10th with 13 points as well. And we're going to talk about some of the guys who just commented saying what their thoughts. Fasconi said, "What's been your highlight?" Was Spud's title 100%. Spud said racing the guys in F3 and FP1 the guys were great. Oh, okay. So his
Oh,
his highlight was racing with F3 and FP1, which is good. It's Fasconi says F3 in general was also a highlight, so close. Yeah, it. I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget it. It was like one of those. It was exactly like you said, Lewis Hamilton winning in 2008 in the real F1. Passing, is that Glock? Is that Glock? When you hear Martin Brundle say, "Is that Glock? Is that Glock?" And it'd be like, no, no. But I know it's nothing exactly the same, but it could have been. It's like, but it was last lap. It was the last lap that he had to win on that one.
yeah.
But I know it wasn't exactly the same. But it's like, is that Colin? Is that Colin? Like on that one, I could have done that in that sense, but Spud, unbelievable,
Yeah,
absolutely unbelievable.
but
Uh,
you know, the season is not just the last race, it's all 12 races. So,
oh God, yeah, it's the whole season was just like from start to finish. You just never know what to expect. And another thing, actually, looking at the table as well, um, so Spud had two DNFs. Well, at the start, and then he had another one in Italy as well. But he's had three DNFs. Same with Colin J. Well, he had two DNFs and one did not start, so I'm going to class the DNS as a DNF. he wasn't there
Yeah.
realistically. But so Spud had a shocking start when you think about
So
it.
that's so that's even more of an achievement.
Yeah, and I think he would agree with me on that one. To be fair,
Yeah.
um, yeah. Looking at the F3 league, I think you're going to see some right shocks next season. I think there'll be a few shocks. When you've just said you're just going to return back, so I think you have to wait and see. Um, Spud says the other the overtakes I did at Spa in USA. He said that was his highlights as well. Um, so yeah, I remembered his overtakes. That was madness when he overtook in Spa on the on the long straight. It was just immense stuff and passing as well. You just never know what to expect as well. But it's been immense. This Invictus is growing strength by strength. Oh, Spud said, yeah, I should have won Italy. When we were saying about the DNF, but again, Invictus is going stronger left, right, and centre when we originally started. I never expected to be this quick, as big as stuff, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Um, what do you think of Invictus now, as a whole, of the site? Do you think, like, regarding the tracks and the seasons coming up, there's going to be more excitement, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the community is growing stronger and stronger. So only good things.
Yeah.
And again, we have a good admin team.
Oh God, yeah. You got when you have a good admin team, you get good drivers to
Yeah.
be equal with the admins, and the drivers make the racing more better and more close, and give you more excitement on the last race, like it has been for F3 and FP1 as well. Um, oh, Frasconi says I remembered that. He says someone crashed at first chicane and took Spud out. Yeah, I vaguely remembered it, but that was just one of those races where it, you don't win a race by first corner. You could lose it by first corner. This is the old saying, isn't it? Um, but yeah, I think you're going to see a few shocks next season. I think, to be honest, and I, I really hope Invictus goes from strength to strength, and like it has been so far. Um, because I think we will be having which I believe could be the Xbox League, Xbox One leagues, coming up soon. So hopefully that will start it up soon anyway. Um, but yeah, it's growing ever since, and we're we're all excited for the future of Invictus as well. So I can't wait for it. Can you guys wait for it? I can't. Can we just start it and start the next season? We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to ask the guys one more question now, guys. If you've got any questions for me and Mike for the last 5-10 minutes, we'll try and answer as quickly as possible, and then after that, that'll be the podcast finished. If you're listening, guys, you are listening from the pre-recorded from the Twitch stream. If you're listening from iTunes and on Spotify, which will be uploaded soon, possibly later on this week. So, Mike, regarding next season, I know you've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Um, with like we say, like you've just said, with you and Fasconi joining F3, do you think you've got a good chance of yourself as a driver, or do you think you've got a good chance of the constructors, or do you think both could be achievable next season?
Myself, mm, I don't know. Just be there, deliver good races, and see
Fair
what
enough.
happens.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you think?
Maybe I'll really have the time to practice, so that that can change also. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it goes, and
Yeah, of course.
but yeah, it's good to see like you returning F3 next season as your secret has gone out on that one. Um, but with you and Fasconi teaming up again, do you think you got a good chance of constructors, or do you think it's going to be a tough?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we have a chance for top three. Yeah,
You
for
think a
top
chance
three we have. Yeah, we have the chance, I guess.
you would have the chance for the top three? Ooh, okay.
Remember how the previous season started? Pascone got pole two or three times easy. So
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that clearly. As soon as I said on the podcast, I know Fasconi would do well considering what I've seen, and he's just and then you had a 1-2 if I remembered it right in the qualifying, I think twice.
yeah, twice,
So
I guess. Yeah,
yeah, that I've never expected that at all. If I was a betting man, I would never expected it at all. But fair play to Mike and Fasconi for that one.
yeah.
But yeah, guys, if you've got any questions, we're here for the next 5 minutes. Um,
And Mark, what do you expect in your new role as head steward?
it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be one of the toughest seasons, I think. But just to try and help out, I mean, Rick has done a magnificent job, but he will be like take a step down. He will still do stewards, but not as the head of the stewards, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. But
Yeah,
like I said, he's done a magnificent job. Same with the stewards as well. They've done a magnificent job last season and try and be as fair as possible and try and be as equal as possible, depending on what happens next. Um, but yeah, it's going to be a tough job for me. I mean, it's just a nice, it's just an ease to, take a break of the racing because I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it or anything. I just when I come back, I just didn't have time to practice, and then I just wasn't competing. If that makes sense,
yeah,
so I just needed a break, to be
yeah,
honest.
and that kills the fun of it
Yeah,
greatly.
yeah, definitely, and that's why I'm like stepping down. I'll still be, I'll still be like looking around on the site and doing the stuff anyway. Um, but it'll be a very tough job for me for the stewards as well. Um, don't get me wrong, I'll still be doing the commentary for, as far as I know, for FP1 and or Performance League definitely, and for the F3 League as well. Mike, yeah, sorry, Fasconis says Mike is good enough. He can do wonders on his day. I've seen that man romp home races. And like, yeah, dude, I remember that. I remember a few times, Mike, where you just immense and your defensive moves. I just can't get past you. I got frustrated a few times when I was doing it through no
Nah,
assists.
but I always defend or fight when I know it's that it's worth it, or s- and if it's not, I don't even defend. If you know what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say now.
yeah,
And some people think that I'm easy to pass or something like
no,
that. But you know, sometimes it's tactical advantage to let someone through because you both lose a lot of time if you defend too hard.
yeah, definitely.
And if you are on a totally different strategy and you are actually racing someone else, sometimes it's smarter to let somebody pass through easy.
Yeah, definitely. Um, but yeah, it's a tough job and stuff, and you did well in your defending stuff, but I just couldn't get past you a few times. Then uh, just
Yeah, I was joking, bus number, red bus, because
yeah,
I was in the Ferrari.
yeah. I always call it Mike the Red Bus Ferrari on that one because he was always blocking, not blocking as such, but trying to defend for all his life to not let me get past. And I
I
and I
remember, I remember Saab trying to for 8 or 9 laps in a race
yeah,
on fresh tires, and I gave him a really hard time.
yeah, fair enough.
But
Fasconi.
you,
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
carry on.
yeah, no, 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 no. I was finished.
Oh, okay, sorry. Fasconi says Clyde did a great job for FP1 or Performance 1 for stewards.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he did, he did. Yeah,
Fasconi says Mike nightmare to pass. That's why I have him as teammate. Lol, he makes it easier. What are your thoughts of that from your teammate? Just said now, Mike. After that one,
Yeah, yeah, it's the truth, I guess.
it's the truth. You better give
Yeah,
him
I
a
guess it
Guinness
is.
now. After that, the Flying Irishman on that one next. Um, if you got any questions, guys, for the next few minutes, I will be stopping the podcast. But um, I mean, like I said, Mike, do you think is there any drivers that you know that would go from strength to strength now from next season, or do you think we'll have to wait and see what the future holds in the next
Yeah,
season?
yeah, I think more the latter because there are so many variables, so many drivers, and everybody has the opportunity to step up. So I think it will be very interesting. And like you said, there will be a few shocks.
Yeah, yeah. Mike Fasconi says I'm on my third Guinness now. I'm like, oh no. So he's already
Cheers, cheers, mate.
yeah. Cheers. He'll be like, oh, he'll like, aye, Irishman, like third flag for flying Irishman, for the Guinness. I know. I can't speak Irish. I'm just crap at it, to be honest. But um, I can't do it when I'm doing the Midlands accent. I can't do it. I can't do it on that one. Yeah, yeah. I, I don't know what to say next. Right. So, if you got any questions, guys, that'll be it from me and Mike. But yeah, like I said, Mike, I'd like to say a big thank you to you for joining the podcast. Much,
Oh,
much.
thank you for having me, mate.
I know it's been over 2 hour, 2 hours, 5 minutes gone. We've gone through it, so I do appreciate you waiting there for 2.5, 2 and a bit hours on that one. But I'd like to say massive, massive thank you to the guys who have commented on the stream, and I'll try to um, hopefully we'll try and get that sorted. We'll try and get the stream up for the next one for the what do you call it, like the updates, or like what's going to happen next with the team orders and stuff with the teams as well. Have to wait and see how it goes. Fasconi says, cheers, boys. Well done, guys. Great podcast. Cheers for that, mate. Fasconi, thank you. But yeah, again, Mike, thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's been a blast and talking about the season, and I wish you all the very best of luck in No Assists. Uh,
Thank you.
and all the other leagues as well, including meeting with the Fasconi of the Flying Irishman with the third Guinness. I have to call you the Guinness team, won't I? On that one. I know.
You know why? That's why we are the beer monsters. Have one team in performance.
Yeah, okay. You could have had Guinness monsters or beer Guinness monsters, whatever you call it.
We drink
Or a
many
drink.
different kinds of beers. So
Sound like Father Jack from Father Ted. Aye, drink. Well, aye, nice, nice. Ah, it's unbelievable. I just hope Fasconi doesn't turn to Father Jack on that
thanks
one.
for thanks for having me, Mark, tonight.
It's all right,
It
mate.
was
No worries.
a pleasure.
Thank you very much as always, Mike. Can I just say a massive thank you to not only to the admins, but like I said, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Craig for sorting out everything that he's done for the Invictus Racing League in general.
Pooh,
Uh,
sometimes I really feel for him.
Yeah, he does the toughest jobs, and that's why I've
Oh yeah.
stepped down a bit to try and help him, as such. But he's done a magnificent job as always to try and make sure everyone's all okay and settled. And all the admins from last season, they've been fantastic, and I wish them all the very best, whoever
Oh
takes
yeah.
over. Um, I'd like to say thank you to all the commentators, the stewards, everyone that in, everyone that's associated with Invictus. But what the most important one as well, the most important ones are to get the racing, you need drivers, and those drivers who could participate throughout from the start to the end, they've been legends and they've been fantastic. Obviously, they couldn't carry on because of other issues, which is kind of understandable, if you know what I mean. But
Mm.
But whoever keeps up and stays with Invictus, they're legends, and I wish them all the very best in whatever they do next season. And it's been a blast. But yeah, like I said, thank you very much to everyone that associated with Invictus, and I hope we'll have a smashing time trying season two. Hopefully, it'll be shorter than season one, 4 months of Invictus season one of F1 2018, but it'll be a shorter one this time, guys. So, again, guys, thank you very much for that. Cheers for the comments, guys. Much appreciated, and I'll let you all in peace. We will do a stream of the announcements of the drivers and the leagues and whoever's doing it probably later on the week. But for myself and for Mike as well, cheers for that, guys. And always remember, always, 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 always remember, stay classy. Right, see you later, guys. Cheers for that. I'll start doing the podcast new season when the season kicks off. Cheers for that, guys. See you later. Bye bye.